Buicks and grandpas used to go hand in hand. But lately, there's a new group of people that's becoming particularly fond of the brand. And it's the Chinese, of course. It's Buick's biggest growing market. And you know what? The one I'm driving today is designed, assembled, and imported from China. It's the 2017 Buick Envision, and you gotta see this. We all know that VIN numbers starting with a 1 mean made in the USA, and also VIN numbers starting with L mean made in China. So look at what these sneaky bastards at GM did. They made this hybrid between 1 and L, so you don't really realize the origin of the car unless you already know. But don't worry about it too much, because this thing is rather nice. Prices start at 40,195 Canadian dollars, and as tested, this Premium 2 model is 49,765, so it's definitely not cheap. The top of the line model though gets pretty nice toys, like heated and cooled seats, heads-up display, lane keep assist, blind spot monitors, park assist, remote starter, surround cameras, LTE connectivity with Wi-Fi, CarPlay and Android Auto, a kick-ass Bose sound system, and so much more. The base engine is a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder naturally aspirated that struggles to move this pretty heavy body around. Our tester, though, comes with an upgraded 2-liter turbo motor, which does a much better job. Also in Canada, you can only get it with all-wheel drive, which is a dual clutch system and works pretty well and should get you through our snowy winters. The design is conservative but modern. I can't argue much with the styling, because I like it. Especially inside, somehow it's really nice. They made this cherry brown work pretty well with the ashwood trim and the black panels, so good for them. The quality of the materials is above average, with plenty of soft-to-the-touch ones that I like, and fit and finish is pretty good too. The Envision is much bigger than what it looks like, so it's pretty roomy. The front seats have good back support, but the seat bottoms are a bit tight and are different between driver and passenger. The rear seats are very versatile. They slide and recline in a 60-40 split configuration, which makes life pretty easy. Legroom and headroom are really good, but 3 people will find it a little bit tight across since it's not very wide. The trunk at 761 liters is on the big side and will be able to handle your family's gear. The 2.0-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine under the hood makes 252 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque, and it does so really quietly. Performance isn't really impressive since it hits 100 kilometers an hour in about 9 seconds, but you know what? It is more than adequate. The most impressive thing about power delivery is the quietness and smoothness with which everything happens. But I have to say that under certain circumstances, I did feel slight vibrations coming from the front axles. The very refined engine has pretty reasonable demands in terms of fuel. Premium is recommended, and you're going to average about 11.8 liters for every 100 kilometers you travel, which is pretty okay. And finally, the 6-speed automatic gearbox is smooth enough to make me not care about it. The smooth ride is backed by a really soft suspension setup. Over bumps, little is felt or heard, making this crossover feel very premium. Ride comfort is a goal in a Buick, so you can tick that box. Handling on the other side is not a top priority in a Buick, but despite that, this is not sluggish at all. It corners well, it's safe, there's no real problem tackling twisty roads, but the steering feels really weird. It gets light, heavy, light, heavy, light, heavy. It's like not linear whatsoever. I don't like it. Also, the brake pedal feels a little bit wooden. It travels to a certain point and then it's all about the pressure, which I don't like either. But the brakes do work pretty well. From 100 kilometers an hour on all-season tires, it came to a complete stop in 43 meters, which is pretty okay. It might be okay going around corners, yeah, but this thing definitely prefers being driven pretty nicely. If quietness, roominess, and practicality are high on your priority list, then you do need to check out this Envision, unless that mutant L puts you off. Which really it shouldn't, because just think about how many products you have at home that are made in China, even expensive ones like iPhones or MacBooks. So with no hesitation at all, but because for people my age it is a little bit boring, I'm going to give it a good overall score of 7.8 out of 10.